Hello and welcome to my project on rivers. My name is Alexander Wilson Leonard. For my project I have decided to do a short video on the River Douglas. Come with me and let's discover.
Our first destination on a very windy winter hill. Right, let's go and find the source of the Douglas. Here we are at the source of the River Douglas. This is one of the River Douglas's many mountain springs. Further down this hill is where many of these springs will merge together on the river. All of the springs merge together to form the Infant River Douglas, which is the little stream down there. As the river moves on, it will wind its way towards Rivington Reservoir, which is just over there.
Here we are in Rivington. Behind me is the River Douglas. This section of the River Douglas was diverted to feed the lower Rivington Reservoir. From the reservoir, which is somewhere over there, the River Douglas carries on its journey towards Standish. Here we are in Adlington, on the banks of the River Douglas. Up above me, on the bridge you can see, is the Leeds-Liverpool Canal. Both of these waterways will take a very similar journey right up until Parbold. Wellington Lakes near Standish. The River Douglas behind me will soon go through this tunnel towards Wigan. The needing for the River Douglas's tunnel diversion was because of these two reservoirs at either side of me. And now, finally, the River Douglas has exited its journey underground. We've now come downriver from Worthington, which is over there, following Wigan Lane. Just up from here, on the 25th of August 1651, the Battle of Wigan Lane took place up there. The battle was between the Earl of Derby's Royalists or Cavaliers and Cromwell's Parliamentarian or Roundheads. The Roundheads defeated the Cavaliers, killing and capturing over 400 men. Behind me is Tesco. This is the original site of the Wigan Rugby Ground. The team is known as the Riversiders. Here is a statue dedicated to the original Wigan Rugby Ground. Here is the site of Wigan's old ice cream factory. It is still a food factory to this day. The river now meanders around the town centre to where we are in Poolstock. This is probably why Celtic warriors settled here over 2,000 years ago. Later, the Romans built a fort here, which was known as Cocium. Once, Wigan had over 1,000 pit shafts within 5 miles of the town centre, and this coal had to be transported out to the town. As the canal hadn't been built yet, they decided to use the River Douglas. We are now at the beginning or end of the Douglas navigation. This section of river from here to the River Ribble was canalised or converted to allow flat-bottomed boats to transport cargo in and out of Wigan. canalisation of the Douglas began in 1712 when Thomas Steers, under Act of Parliament, was given permission to make the Douglas navigable. It was opened around 1742. Later, it was bought out by the Leeds Liverpool Canal Company and abandoned in 1801. From Crook, we have travelled to Parbold via Gatfirst and Apley Bridge. The River Douglas and the Leeds Liverpool Canal now part ways and separate. From Parbold we have travelled to Burscough, and here we find the first of the River Douglas's river tributaries. Over there, the River Tord merges with the Douglas. The River Douglas also has many smaller tributaries. These include Millbrook, Almond Brook, Hawkley Brook and Poolstock Brook. Here we are in Solent. Over there is the second of the River Douglas's river tributaries, the River Yarrow. Here we are at the end of our long 35-mile journey along the River Douglas. Just behind me is the River Ribble that the River Douglas will flow into. This is the end of its journey. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you've learned something with me today on our journey. Now it's time for me to go home and have my tea.